A lot has happened in the last couple of weeks. We're seeing the rise of Kamala Harris after President Biden decided that he was not going to run for re-election. We've also seen the attempted assassination of President Trump and his announcement of his VP, J.D. Vance. But I thought about something today when I saw on the news about in Las Vegas that President Biden had a stroke, and it showed him coming out the hospital and getting into a car, being almost carried by the Secret Service. And also, it made me think about Designated Survivor, a show on Netflix where when everyone has in the chain of command is unalive, there's a designated survivor to take over. I want to talk about the 25th Amendment because as we notice that President Biden's decline of his words, of his body motions, he announced that he had COVID and now he stepped down. There's a lot of things that's happening with President Biden, and it made me think this is probably what happened with Congress. They invoked it, the 25th Amendment. In Section 3, it says replacing the president with consent. The president can inform Congress through writing that he or she no longer feels they can carry out the responsibility as president. If Congress agrees to release he or she as president, the vice president becomes acting president in their place. Now we're seeing this with Kamala Harris, the VP. She's doing a little bit of the campaign trail. She's raising money. And I've also seen President Trump, his campaign is suing her campaign already because she's trying to transfer the funds of President Biden's donations to her donations. And I guess according to the government, that's illegal. I also want to talk more about the Section 3. It says here, it grants presidents the authority to temporarily transfer the power of their office to the vice president. The president can accordingly petition to have their powers restored after the interval concludes. In the complex and unique scenario where a president is considered to be unable to do their job but does not want to step down. Now, I believe that originally President Biden didn't want to step down, but because of his decline in numbers and the call from the Democratic elites, they forced him to step down. In Section 4, it says it authorized the vice president and a majority of the president's cabinet or Congress to decide if the president is unable to perform their duties. Should the group have a majority opinion of yes, then the president's powers are automatically transferred to the vice president. And that's what we're seeing right now. Vice President Kamala is actually speaking on his behalf right now. I will tell you that I'm not for either party. I believe that the government is corrupt. I think it's gone too far, and we are reaping the benefits of us not having a good government. You know, originally God didn't want to have government. He wanted to be our king, and the other nations were supposed to watch all the 12 tribes lead and reign, rule and reign, and show them that God could fight the battles for them, you know. But as a people, as the tribes, they disobeyed and wanted to have their own king. And that's the reason why we had King Saul first, that was anointed by Samuel. My heart to you is make an informed decision based on your own values. You know, if your values are like mine, conservative, I don't believe in abortion. I don't believe in same-sex marriages. I believe in working for what you want and owning your own business and thriving. I believe in infrastructure. I believe in a lot of things underneath the values of God. But there's a lot of people who don't believe me, and so they're more on the left. I'm just saying, follow your own heart and do what you think is right according to your values, and don't let anyone sway you on what you think or what you believe.